Hello, everyone, and welcome to Young at Heart, session number 78. I'm Father James DeLucio with the Paulist Fathers, and I decided today, in light of all the tensions in our country, to invite you to even a little more intimacy with me. I'm welcoming you into my sanctuary, my room and my office, because it serves as both. It's where I work, it's where I relax, it's where I live, except of course for the Paulist Rectory dining room where we all gather, and one of the Paulist TV rooms where we gather once in a while, maybe at least twice a week, I guess, to try and watch something in common. I'll give you a tour of my room. People seem to want to know, what does a priest's room look like? So I'll give you a little bit of mine, plus a little bit of the ongoing tension about rooms and possessions. But it's still there with us. Meanwhile, I would like to offer you one nursery rhyme, and so I will just turn to my nursery rhyme book. And with the in light of the pandemic and the protests, we pray that the protests will continue, but with a sense of safety and nonviolence. The issues are important for the Black community and for the entire community. The violence, of course, accomplishes nothing and feeds more prejudice. So today we pray for a conversion of the anger to healthy, legitimate protests. We pray again for the family of George Floyd and all who grieve him. We also pray for changes in our police departments. You may be aware, as I am, I have many family members in police or retired police, and they don't have enough psychological and emotional support in our police departments. They need ongoing support and training. It's still a stigma for police to access psychological counseling. There are many who, and then of course there's the police suicides as well. I'm not in any way justifying or making excuses for the violence or what happened to George Floyd or many people, particularly African Americans. But I do charge America, especially those who scream they don't want taxes, paying more taxes in local civil communities, that if we really want a healthy, vibrant police department, the police departments need additional funds for workshops, ongoing workshops, in handling their anger, handling their fears. It can't be something that we just expect people to perfectly find ways of dealing with their anger. So this is another level of it. I didn't intend this to be a public service announcement, but those are all my priestly thoughts on the matter. And also to remind us, if we're getting angry with the Black community because of the violent protests, we have to remember, again, not excusing the violence, but that this issue is far more than Mr. George Floyd. It's also about systemic aspects of racism in the entire American culture that we do, with patience and with open minds, need to address more fully. Again, the churches can do so much, but the country and programs, tax-funded programs, really need to happen. This libertarian Tea Party thing is a great damage to what government can do. Again, not from high, from above to below, but from below, from the local levels on up. So I thought today I would do a nursery rhyme that's the alphabet. So we have to get back to basics on all levels and just start back with the basics of the alphabet in terms of common human decency and wisdom in taking a step forward in handling all our problems. And that can keep us young at heart as well. The ABC, A was an archer, is the title of this segment. And I, of course, have the benefit of some fun illustrations, which I won't show you for all of them. Well, maybe I will. We need a little more fun and comforting. here we go. Okay. A was an archer, and he shot a frog. B was a butcher, and kept a bulldog. C was a captain, all covered with lace. D was a drunkard who had a red face. E was an esquire, with insolent brow. F was a farmer, and followed the plough. G was a gamester, who had but ill luck. H was a hunter, and hunted a buck. I was an innkeeper, who loved to bouse. J was a joiner, and built up a house. K was King William, once governed the land. L was a lady, who had a white hand. M was a miser, who hoarded up gold. N was a nobleman, gallant and bold. O was an oyster wench, and went about town. P was a parson, and wore a black gown. Q was a queen, who was fond of good flip. R was a robber, and wanted a whip. S was a sailor, and spent all he got. T was a tinker, who mended a pot. U was a usurer, a miserable elf. V was a vintner, who drank all by himself. W was a watchman, and guarded the door. X was expensive, and so became poor. Y was a youth that did not love school. And Z was a zany, a silly old fool. So, I like that one. And let's get back down to basics, shall we? And address all this ethnic suspicion and fears. And let's do something about it, starting with A, B, and C. I promised you a tour of my room, but I think this video will be getting too long. So, if you want to wait a bit, I'll start another video, and you can enjoy the room tour. Stay healthy. God bless. Keep safe. Bye-bye now.